Hello, dear students. We are continuing our lecture series of SY BSc Geography paper first on the first chapter of Environmental Geography. The title of the chapter is Introduction to Environmental Geography. Dear students, this lecture series are presented to you by Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samajas, KRTRs, BH Commerce and AM Science, popularly known as KTHM College. Dear students, I welcome you all again in this online lecture series. Dear student, in previous lecture, we have already discussed a very important two concept of first chapter. Today, we have a lecture number 11, and in this lecture, we are going to discuss other two important concept of first chapter, that is food web and energy flow. Before understanding the food web and the energy flow, let us revise what we have seen in our previous lecture. First point we was discussed in the last lecture, it was food chain. A food chain is a series of organisms, each one feeding on the organism preceding it. It is basically made of producers and various consumers. And second point we was discussed in last lecture, it was trophic level. The different steps in a food chain at which transfer of the energy take place are called as trophic level. Dear student, for today's lecture, we have two objectives on the learning point. The first is to discuss the food webs and second is to understand the energy flow. Let's start to discuss the first point, that is concept of food web. Dear student, this concept is very important in ecology. Lorenzo Cambron was an Italian scholar. The first time he has given a graphic description of the food web in 1880. After that, many scholars and ecologists try to define the same concept. Sir A.C. Hartley, the English biologist, then Charles Elton, Raymond Linneman, and so many scholars were trying to define the same concept in their own words. Dear student, but the information given by the Raymond Linneman was so important as compared to other scholars. The food web shows how plants and animals are connected in many ways. Many interconnected food chains make up the food web. Dear student, let us discuss the definition of the food web. The first very important definition of food web is the transfer of matter and energy in the form of food from one organism to other organism is known as food web. Dear student, if we see this definition here, one point is very important, that there is a sequence of food matter or the sequence of the transfer of the matter and the energy. And one thing is also important here, the food is transferred from one organism to another organism. This about the first definition. Here we have a second definition of food web. A system of food chains that are related to and dependent on each other is known as a food web. Other very simple and a small definition of the food web, that is interconnecting food chains, are called as a food webs. So let us discuss the same concept of the food web with help of the diagram. So dear student, this is a diagram of food web. If you see this diagram, you will find that in this diagram various food chains are included, and by this all these consumers are interconnected to each other through the foods. So let's discuss there are numbers of the food chains are included in this food web. Let us see the example of this all separate food webs. They are food chains. They are participated in this diagram. The first thing is that first example of plankton. Here we have plankton, then we have the grasshopper and the frog. So these are the three interconnected to each other. If you see the second example in the same diagram, that is plankton, then we have mouse and the buzzards. These are three organisms are interconnected to each other and they form a separate food chains in this food web. Then we have the third example. Here we have berries, then we have the grasshopper, then we have the frog, then we have the snake, and the last here you will see the buzzards. Then another example is here. It also starts with the berries, then green fly, then ladybirds, and the dragonfly. Then we have also other one example that berries, butterfly, frogs, and the snakes. Dear student, if you see here, this is the diagram of the food web. But in this food web, we have just discussed there are 5 separate food chains are observed. So it means what? In each and every food web, you will find the numbers of food chains are presented. So when such type of the structure is observed in our surrounding in ecosystem, then this is known as the food webs. Dear student, let us discuss the few characteristics of the food web. The first very important characteristic, that is all food webs are start from the green plants. It may be any grass, it may be plants, vegetable, or many other green plants. So you will find that each and every food web's work is start with the green plants. Then we have the second characteristic that many food chains are interconnected to each other in food web. Earlier in the previous diagram, we already seen in that diagram of the food web, you will see the 5 separate food chains are involved. Then we have the second. Here also you will find the same things that here numbers of the organisms are here and they are interconnected to each other. And here also you will find that the separate food chains. Then we have the second very important characteristics of food web, that is food webs are never straight. Here in this picture you will see that the food webs are never straight. Another characteristic of food webs, that is they provide alternative pathway of the food availability. So in each and every food web you will find that there is an alternative for each and every organism to get their food from the ecosystem. Then last very important characteristics of food web, that is decomposers work at any level and the dead animals and the plants are their source of energy. So this is the another very important and interesting characteristics of food webs. Dear student, so let us discuss second concept, that is energy flow. The all organisms require energy for growth, maintenance, and reproduction and the locomotion of them. In any ecosystem, there is a flow of energy like a food. Dear student, we already discussed in our food in previous lecture that in the each and every food webs or each and every food chain, you will find there is always transfer of the food from one organism to another organism. In other words, you can say that it is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. Here in energy flow, you will find the same thing in the form of energy that transfer from one organism to another organism, or you can say from one trophic level to another trophic level. Dear student, in this process also, the sun is the ultimate source of all energy that are available in the ecosystem. The all organism work to live and require a source of potential energy which can be utilized. Dear student, the energy is transferred from radiant energy to chemical form by the autotrophic plants by the photosynthesis process that we have already discussed in our previous lecture also. Especially when we was discussing about the structure of ecosystem, in that lecture we already discussed what do you mean by photosynthesis and how it is important to run the function of the ecosystem. So here also, here in the energy flow also, this process is very important, that the producer, when they make their own foods and through that foods, it transfer the energy from various consumers. Dear student, let us discuss the nature of the energy flow that is we observe in our ecosystem. Here you will find that here also in this diagram, the sun is the ultimate source of the energy for all the organism. Let us see, let us consider that if this is a tree, I mean the green plants, when he prepare his own fruits, suppose it is a 10 kilocalories, but when this food is transferred in the form of energy from producer to the primary consumer, that time only 10% food is transferred in the form of energy toward the primary consumer, and primary consumer will be consumed near about 1000 kilocalories. And same thing will be happen in next steps also. When the secondary consumer eats the primary consumer, that time out of these 1000 kilocalories, only 100 kilocalories energy will be transferred from primary consumer toward the secondary consumer. That is snake. In this diagram, we have primary consumer rabbit and we have the secondary consumer snake. Again, same thing will be happen when the energy is transferred from secondary consumer toward the tertiary consumer. That time here also only 10% energy will be transferred from secondary consumer toward the tertiary consumer. It means if we here in this trophic level, if the energy is 100 kilocalories, then only 10 kilocalories will be transferred from secondary consumer to tertiary consumer. That is, in this diagram, we have eagle is the tertiary consumer. So in this way, you will find that, and whatever remaining near about the 90% energy that is available, that was available at each and every trophic level, that energy will be consumed by this organism for their various process. So in this way, that near about the 90% energy will be lost each and every trophic level. So this is about the energy flow. That same thing you will find the same thing, the transfers of this energy flow you will be find in each and every ecosystem in our surrounding. Dear student, here we have again another diagram. In this diagram also, you will find that each and every here is also sun is the ultimate source of this ecosystem. And the next time when this producer, the primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer, that in through this the energy flow is to energy transfer from one organism to another organism, and each steps or the each trophic level you will find that the near about the 90% heat or the energy is lost through various processes that are observed in the ecosystem. Dear student, the flow of energy in ecosystem occurs via food chains and the food webs. This is the very important characteristic of this system. The flow of energy starts with the producer, it means the green plants. It is a one-way process. Dear student, you will find that earlier in the diagram we already discussed that there is a flow from only one direction. There is no reverse flow of the energy we observe in any ecosystem. And each trophic level, the energy content decrease progressively at each trophic level. Dear students, let us discuss the very important characteristics that we observe in the energy flow of ecosystem. So first characteristic, that is unidirectional flow of energy. It means what? The energy in ecosystem is always flow in one direction or the one path only. We just see in our previous diagram. Then another important characteristics of energy flow that we observe in the ecosystem, that is progressive decreasing in energy. The energy always decrease at subsequent trophic levels every year. It is because every time when energy is transferred from one trophic level to other, some amount of energy get lost for the various process. Then last very important characteristics of energy flow, that is respiratory loss high in the higher trophic level. And another one is that the important characteristic, that is cycling of the energy. The energy gets circulated like a nutrient that we observed in the previous lecture, that everywhere that a nutrient also the transfer from circulate from one organism to another organism. And here also when we are talking about the energy flow in this system also, the energy gets circulated like a nutrient from one organism to another organism in the ecosystem. Dear student, this was about today's lecture, and in next lecture we are going to discuss very important subtopic of our first chapter, that is type of ecosystem. So thank you. Goodbye.